It's episode 1247, and it's a relevant podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, he's finally back. It's Jesse Gary.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
And in LA, artist, producer, mogul, Marty.
Hey.
Emily's not joining us today because I don't know if y'all heard, it might have been the magic of editing, but she was getting sick on last week's show, coughing, and we muted her a lot. So hopefully you didn't hear it as a listener. It has gotten way worse. So she is currently hacking up phlegm and stuff. So I figured it would not be a good podcasting experience for her.
Our prayers are with you, Emily.
Give her a day off.
She just had a 5-day weekend, thank you. She had Thursday, Friday, and Monday off, thank you.
Because she was sick?
No, she was on vacation. That's why she's sick. You know that thing where you go on vacation and you burn the candle at both ends and you come back to work and you're sick? That's what happened. Yeah.
Where did she go? Where was the vacation?
She went to Houston. She went to Houston, Texas for a friend's wedding.
Measles are breaking out. Okay. Things are getting, Texas is on fire right now.
But you mentioned the long wedding weekend. I feel like there's nothing harder on the body than a long wedding weekend, especially if you're in the wedding party, right? Because there's shenanigans leading up to it. There's a lot of late nights, no matter what you're getting into. I know for a lot of, the gentlemen, it's often like an early round of golf or something early in the morning, like a fishing thing or whatever. I don't know. It always ends up a terrible idea. The morning comes around and no one wants to do it. Everyone just wants to sit around. And then you got the stress of the day, you got the late night reception, and then you're booking it with travel. It really is. It takes a toll on the body.
She got home after midnight. Her flight was landed at midnight. She comes into work the next morning just on fumes. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. So Marty's filling in for us. This is great. So the boys are back in town.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, we're glad you're back. We missed you.
Glad to be back.
I kind of said, I didn't say, I know you can't really talk about it, but you're involved in working on a TV show.
That's right.
Which you've never done TV before.
No.
I'm curious, just as your friend, what was it like? What's it like being part of a TV production?
It is a lot of work. It's very fun. It is very fun, but everything feels very high stakes. Like when you mess up in a podcast, it's no big deal.
No big deal.
You know what I mean?
We do it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And the project it involves explosions and fires and helicopters and things that if one thing goes wrong, it's a very costly mistake. I'm not used to that level of preparation and precision. You guys know me. I feel like I take more of a jazz approach to content, kind of, improv, feel it out as it comes,
Yeah.
Sign on moments before we're hitting record.
Yeah.
This is not like that. This takes quite a bit of preparation, but I'm excited for people to see it. Hopefully it all comes together here.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to kind of tell people about it when the time is right.
I know. And hopefully I can, in the coming, months, potentially.
I told everybody that you were cast as Dawson in the remake of Dawson's Creek. And
that's a separate project that's coming down the pipe. That also involves fires and helicopters. It's a very interesting twist on the franchise.
Going more Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Dawson Creek Special Ops. I'm really excited about this.
Dawson has graduated high school and is now involved in counterterrorism efforts.
ROTC. He graduated.
So it's like The Reacher. I've never watched The Reacher.
Tell me what I want to know. It's more Jack Bauer kind of status.
Jack Bauer, got it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He's a grizzled old spy. So takes a dark turn, some very dark turns.
Hey, how are you guys doing? What's going on in y'all's world, Derek and Marty? I know you've been on with us the last couple of weeks, but I haven't checked in with you. How are you guys doing? Derek, you look stressed out right now. I got to be honest. That's why I'm asking.
I'm actually on the back end of stress. Our record label has been growing at an extremely rapid rate. Everybody's doing good. And as an entrepreneur, I had to be let me lock in. But it's crazy that when you got to lock in on business stuff, that's when family stuff starts going crazy. Yeah. So yesterday, Nolan gets suspended from school because he got into a fight with somebody. but it wasn't a real fight. It was like one of those pushing little brother fights. Yeah, so it was like, but the school is just like, nope, y'all touched each other. So is that. So we took Nolan and I said, all right, son, you're grounded. And I made him wear a prison uniform. I was like, this is what happens when you don't think. This is what happens when you don't think about what you do. I was like, there's a lot of people in prison that did think about what they did. So I made him wear like, it wasn't a prison uniform. It was just like some gray sweats and a gray shirt.
Did you drop him off on the side of the highway?
Yeah. He was in Fear God Essentials, but he got it.
Yeah.
You put him in an essentials fit, made him clean up trash on the side of the highway.
Yeah, like he's wearing Crocs with little buttons on them and all those different things. And it's been crazy. But, it's funny that the thing for me is it's almost like either nothing's happening or everything is happening. That's how I feel like my life is. It's like nothing's happening and everything's happening. But we're having fun. It's cool. We kind of got a kick out of it.
It is funny you mentioned nothing happens or everything's happening, because I was thinking about like, man, I need like a hobby. Like, I don't really have hobbies. I'm sure you guys are the same. We're all busy dudes. We got a lot of irons in the fire. We got families.
My hobby's watching basketball on TV. That's what it is.
Yeah. When I can fit it in. But I was thinking about fishing the other day.
Okay.
Just,
expensive hobby.
But it is expensive. But here's here's why I decided.
Really? No. I feel like the rods and stuff, like.
No. I got like 6 rods. I don't use any of them.
But I'll be honest, I spent too much time just thinking about the idea of fishing. And I kind of came to the conclusion that all it is just playing pranks on fish. And they're very like elaborate, like violent pranks. But that's all you're doing, especially if you're like bass fishing, because you're not eating those. Like, you have no intention just to go mess with those bass. There's no outcome. It's just, I want to play an elaborate prank on these fish over and over again. And that's really all it is. And
we ate bass growing up.
Mouse game.
My stepdad used to fry some bass up for sure.
Wow. Really? I didn't know you could eat them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here in Florida, our lakes are full of largemouth bass. Like our lake, I live on a lake. I have a dock. I have all the fishing equipment. I have all the poles, all the lures, all the whatever. I have fished out there one time. And I've been here 5 years, so it's like 6 years. And it's like, because it's so, for me, I get it's relaxing. I get there's like a rhythm to it, and it's contemplative and whatever. It is so boring. Like I caught a 10-pound bass the one time I went, because it's just like they jump up on the dock basically, but it's just not fun. It's just not what
It's the only animal that we've determined it's socially acceptable just to, like I said, you're basically just pulling a prank on it over and over. Like, oh, you think there's a little fish swimming by? Just joking. It's a worm. It's a hook, and I'm going to snag you. We just mess with them recreationally. It's the only animal that we can recreationally just mess with.
And how do we know they don't feel pain? That's my thing. Is like, I've always been told fish don't feel pain. They're fine. But how do we know that? Did we ask them?
Who said fish don't feel pain?
That's what I was always told growing up, when this old dude named Delbert would take me fishing. He made his own lures. He was like a pro fisherman. And like, he would tell, I was a little kid with a heart. Like, I didn't want to go hunting. I wasn't exposed to all that kind of stuff. He was like, it's not like hunting. They don't feel pain. Fish don't feel pain.
Nah, he wanted you to catch a fish, bro. Nobody on this planet believes that fish don't feel pain when you snatch a hook out their mouth. No one believes
Delbert?
Delbert's lying.
Yeah, he might be lying.
Just let you know, Delbert lied to you, bro. I know you were a kid.
Be a good old boy.
I just asked the internet, do fish feel pain? AI, yes, fish can feel pain. Extensive scientific evidence demonstrates that fish possess the necessary anatomical and physiological structures to perceive and respond to painful stimuli.
Why would they not feel pain? You're hooking them in their mouth.
Then why do we enjoy doing this? We don't go out in the woods and just shoot at animals to graze them and leave them wounded.
But that's my whole point. Even if you took the hook out of it, it's still kind of messed up. Like, imagine just going out into like the forest, right? And there was like a squirrel or a deer or whatever, and you have this big like plate of food. And when a hungry animal walks up, and as soon as they come, you just start yanking it away from them and never let them get it.
So you feel more about the feelings of the fish being tormented, and I'm more worried about the fish being in pain because of my recreation.
And I'm worried about, are we going to put seasoned salt, Old Bay, or lemon pepper on the fish? None of those things are factored into anything.
Yeah, you fish to get meat. That's what growing up. Like, okay.
Pause, but yeah.
I'm just saying, think about the definition of what a prank is, okay? All we're doing is pranking fish. That is the entire hobby.
I think it's funny that none of us like fishing for the completely opposite reasons.
I love fishing. I don't like fishing because I can't catch nothing. That's the
Got it.
I ain't no good at it.
My Enneagram 7, like I get super into something and I'll learn all about it, I'll research it, I'll buy all the stuff or whatever, and then I'll do the thing and then be like, okay, I get it. And then I lose interest and I move on to the next thing. That was me in fishing. When we first got here, built the dock, got all the gear, went out there, caught a big old fish, and was like, okay, I get it. And then
that's crazy. If I lived where you lived, I would be back on that dock every day fishing, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Marty, what would you consider your primary hobby? You recreationally, how do you recreationally spend
recreationally? I didn't even say that word right. Recreationally. All right. So one thing about me, I love going to antique shops and buying stuff I don't need. I love that. It's my favorite thing. So in California, they have a bunch in Orange County, and I bought something that, Jesse, you might like. You actually might like this. I don't need it.
Okay.
So apparently during after 9/11, they would give soldiers these packs of cards, and they had all the people who they were trying to kill in Afghanistan and Iraq on the card, so that the soldiers would know their faces, right? So
trading cards,
like a deck of cards.
Yeah, like playing cards.
Yes,
and the higher the card,
Saddam Hussein is up there. Yeah, on the king,
like an ace of spades.
Yes. So they also have the world leaders version where the king is like George Bush at the time, and it's it's like all these different Condoleezza Rice is in it, and like all these different people. So I found that recently, and it's one of those things that I bought. It was like $10, but I thought it was so cool. Like I love finding weird stuff that I don't need that I could just talk about with somebody. So last week I got that, and that was like a big deal for our house. And no one cared.
You like conversation starting stuff.
Yeah. And also I just like cool stuff. Like I like to collect a bunch of cool, stupid things that people, I don't know, people don't find it interesting. My wife didn't care at all, apparently. But I liked it. I almost want to open it up and just, I have Saddam Hussein. It's almost like something out of The Simpsons where it's like you're playing the Joker,
Dude, I'm the same way. When I travel the world, I try to pick up weird things that isn't the normal, it's conversation starting
stuff. I love stuff like that. Or knickknacks. What do you call that?
Randomly, like shows that I like, I'll buy props from the show, but not big props, like little random ones that nobody wants. If you remember Mad Men, the last 2-3 episodes of Mad Men, everything's falling apart, shutting down, and Peggy, the main female character, she's phoned it in. She's done. She's walking around with a bottle of scotch, and she's over the course of the episode just downing this bottle of scotch. I have that bottle on my shelf right now. Little moments, little knickknacks. I bought the prop from the show.
I love stuff
it was $20 to $15. It wasn't a big deal.
Growing up, there was a spot right by my house that they would sell movie props and furniture and stuff. And I remember seeing one time the Jurassic Park Velociraptor, and then they had it was a statue of it, stuff that they'd put an ice cream shop, but it was the real, they had Batman, all these different cool stuff. And I just love that. I don't know. I just love.
I'm looking at my shelf right next to me. I have a statue of a kid tackling Jesus playing football.
That is insane.
Jesus is playing football with the kids, and one kid's shoulder blocking him. Anyway, then I have an alligator head from a roadside truck stop. About. I have a hand from a suit of armor, the metal hand thing.
He's got Thanos' hand.
I have a baseball signed by Pete Rose that says, "I'm sorry, I bet on baseball."
Oh, no way. So that's the type of level I want to play at.
100%. Yeah. It's right there.
I love
he
that.
signed it. I have the most random stuff. I'm with you, man. I can't. I didn't know this about you. I can't wait to share this interest. I'll be sending you links.
Yeah, even baseball. It started out with baseball for me. I got a Mickey Mantle Hall of Fame ball. And then actually really started with me with my uncle when I was a kid. He would go to flea markets and he taught me how to steal, but that's a whole different story.
Hey, I feel like stealing from a flea market's risky business because you're operating pretty much outside the law. Like I feel like they have their own punishment system.
Yeah,
yeah. I feel like they don't call the police. You just end up on the road as some sort of flea market carny for 2 years.
They just cut off a finger for some reason.
Well, we have a great show coming up. One Voice Worship joins us. They're Seattle worship collective. In the last few weeks, they released their label debut. It's awesome. So they're coming up.
Congrats, guys.
One Voice Worship. If you like what Mav said he was doing, House Fires is doing, like kind of like that collective thing in the round songwriter thing, that's what they're doing out in Seattle. It's really cool. Anyway, that's coming up. Also, at the end of the show, we have Jesse's first version of One Has to Go.
Can't wait.
But now, here's the thing. What happens in the next break? Emily brings Relevant Buzz. We don't have Relevant Buzz. We're bringing it back. Slices is coming up next.
Let's get it.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold.
Okay, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse? You got to flex the old muscles. You haven't done slices in like a couple months now, you know?
I know. And you know what? We're gonna ease back into it. This is like, you can think of this as one of two things. This is like it's the first day of summer and the pool's not quite warm yet. So you're just kind of slowly submerging, you know, and you're kind of on your tiptoes a little because each inch, especially when the torso's in, you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay,
dude, this is my weekend. This is my life in the weekends. But you know what I've learned? You got to just go for it. You have to just jump in.
Well, that may be true, but that's not the approach I'm taking this week.
It's not the approach I take.
This is me tiptoeing to the edge wall. I just came down the stairs because I'm not quite ready to get off the toes and fully submerge.
It's torture. It's torture doing it that way.
Well, that's what I'm doing with this slice. It's not a heavy hitter, but it's fun. Okay, we're just having some fun today.
What is happening right now?
It is. I think the analogy stands when you hear the slice. It's pretty lighthearted. So this one comes from us. It's slow. It's very slow news days in Deptford, Pennsylvania, which is evidently just outside of Philadelphia, where the local news was covering it. But a police officer there noticed that a vehicle was broken down, and he went to go check on it, and it turned out to be a DoorDash driver, and the DoorDash was en route to deliver some Chick-fil-A to someone who was anxiously awaiting. So the police officer decided to tell the driver, "Hey, don't worry, assistance is on the way. Hand me that Chick-fil-A." And he went and completed the route and did the delivery. Now, I like this for a couple of reasons. One, because a local news site had body cam footage of the person as he's receiving the Chick-fil-A. He looked terrified. He looked like this is obviously some sort of sting operation. Like, I know I ordered Chick-fil-A from DoorDash. But now I have, like, you should see the photo of the guy. He's like, he looks very disheveled. I feel like if you're DoorDashing Chick-fil-A in the middle of the day, if you're not like just scooting down the road, you're probably not having the best day. Like, you're probably either really busy or you are just got back from.
I do it all the time actually, because Chick-fil-A is like a mile away, but I have my kid and I'm like, I'm not going in the car with him.
let's just say this guy looked like he came back from a long wedding weekend. You get what I'm saying?
He knows Emily.
He looked alarmed that a police officer was doing
I'd be terrified too, though, bro. Like you just ordered some Chick-fil-A, and then they pulled up with the police.
Imagine they get the order wrong. Like, hey, and you tell the officer, actually, guys,
officer, I asked for extra sauce.
Yeah, there's no barbecue.
You
here.
open, you're like, ooh, I had no pickles, and I
You guys
really don't like pickles. Then the thing is, like, no one sees a police officer walking up to their house and is like, "Oh, this is great. This is
exactly
something good happened." You know what I mean? No one's thinking like, "Oh, my food's here." Like that's the last thing they're thinking. So one, I was just delighted by his dash cam photo that they decided to publish. But here's the other thing that I liked about it too, is like the whole police thing is to serve and protect. I get the protect thing. They're heavily armed, you know, they're zipping around, you know, pulling people over, protecting from speeders. You don't get to serve a whole lot,
right?
You know, I like this where, hey, maybe we should and listen, no, I have respect for law enforcement. That's not what this is. I'm just saying, if you're going to live to the serve and protect, why not one shift a week? You do some DoorDash deliveries or just something for the service.
I'm good.
Rake somebody's yard.
I'm good.
Kind of thing.
I don't need no DoorDash deliveries. Don't deliver my food. But
I will say my dude looked terrified.
Bro, that would be terrifying, bro.
I have a warrant for a large number one for the diet. Anyway, like I said, lighthearted.
Side note, I don't want DoorDash Chick-fil-A. The fries are good hot. Yeah. Soggy Chick-fil-A fries ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I stopped doing DoorDash for Chick-fil-A when I did an order for me and Cohen. It was $36. Yeah. And I was like, pause, I'm going to drive down there because I'm a mile away too. And it was $18. It was
crazy.
$18.50 or
that's
whatever.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Because it's not just the fees. They changed the prices of the menu items. So like you're like, oh, it's only a $3 delivery fee. I can do that. No, they jacked up all the prices. And I was like, I was out after that. So in the slices segment right now, we have gone in up to about our knees in the cold pool is what you're saying.
I'm almost belly button.
Almost belly button. Oh, okay. Just checking. All right. What do you have, Derek?
I guess since Emily's not here, let's just dive head first into all of it. Like,
let's go for it.
Guys, aliens exist, and we have full-blown proof on how aliens exist on a planet that's 124 light years away. University of Cambridge has revealed that they know aliens exist because they have been documenting the gas or farts from aliens. They've been searching for dimethyl sulfide, aka DMS. This made them 99.7% sure that we have aliens on that planet and they're farting up a storm.
And they also have Taco Bell on that planet.
Yeah, absolutely. At least we know that there were aliens there 124 years ago, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's 124 light years away.
But
for the speed of light,
for the light to reach us would take 124 years.
Facts. So 124 years ago, there's some aliens that was farting, and they said the reason they know this is because DMS is exclusively produced by living beings on Earth.
Wow.
So they're like, without a doubt, we know for a fact that there's alien life on what's this called? K2-18b is the name of the planet. I like when we used to name planets like Mars, Venus, but now they have these weird names.
So, but don't Mormons believe that in the afterlife, the reason why they have so many wives and stuff is that in the afterlife, you carry your family with you and you get given a planet to rule over and you have to populate that planet. That's, I think
there's something. I
can't say maybe what they found is a planet where there's a bunch of Victorian Mormons, who died 150 years ago up there farting. It could be a Mormon planet.
I just want to know what they're eating. What are they eating that gives them gas? What are they doing up there?
Presumably it's a pretty advanced civilization, but they haven't discovered Pepto. Like, what is?
We need to send a nutritionist out there because if they're farting that much, like it's like that's a lot of farts.
If people on other planets,
right? That's a lot of farts.
Do you think aliens think it's funny? Do you think aliens would think it's funny? Because farts are always funny. They're just always.
Maybe they're miserable because they live on a fart planet and like it's so noxious.
No, this is going to get back to them. It's going to start an intergalactic
100
war.
years it'll take.
In 124 years from now, we'll be really ticked off. Yeah.
So we got to prep our kids now.
You think it's funny to laugh at this? This is an ailment so bad. They're seeing it galaxies away. Like,
you guys stink.
And all you can think is
this is a Seth Rogen movie for sure. That it's like Terminator started because some people on a podcast were making fun of some flatulent aliens.
They came to settle the score. All right. Aliens are real. Well, we kind of knew that, right?
Yeah, right.
Jesse, have there been any updates in the whole, like, what's going on with the naval sightings and stuff and the hearings from 6 months ago?
They're not so much on the congressional hearings, but it's funny you say that. There was actually a really interesting interview actually released I listened to it this morning with, let me look up his name so I don't, Harold Malgrim. You may have heard of Malgrim Air Base. This is named after him. He was a presidential advisor for like 4 different presidents. And on his deathbed, which was somewhat recently, he contacted a UFO researcher named Jesse Michaels, who has a really great YouTube channel called American Alchemy. And he's spilling a lot of secrets that he's held. I mean, he literally called this guy 3 days before his death. Basically to talk about long-standing programs to reverse engineer alien technology, including, according to him, that we're in possession of alien craft and bodies. And that interview released the morning we're recording. And so a lot of people are still unpacking. It's like a 4-hour conversation, but it's a deathbed confession from a long-time intelligence and White House insider.
Like, what was that? Is that the Area 52 theory that's...
No, I mean, this one dates back actually to the late 1940s. And so there was, I mean, depending on how deep you guys want to go here, but during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the United States, as part of this thing called Operation Fishbowl, was testing intergalactic ballistic missile defense systems. We're worried about nuclear war. And so it was during the Cold War. We thought Russia was bringing nukes over to Cuba. So we were testing new types of basically like anti-nuclear missile technology. And to do so, we were igniting nuclear bombs like in the atmosphere. There's a story of, we actually caused the man-made like Aurora Borealis phenomena that was seen all the way to like Hawaii when we were doing these tests out in the middle of the Pacific. But as part of Operation Fishbowl, they were also doing these different like radioactive tests to disable some of these systems. Long story short, he claims that during this period, the U.S. inadvertently developed the technology to bring down orbs and UFOs that were frequently sighted around nuclear facilities and nuclear missiles. And since then, we've had the technology to bring down craft and have been reverse engineering them ever since then. It was an inadvertent discovery when testing this intergalactic missile defense system.
So we were testing nuclear stuff, and almost like moths to a flame, alien craft came to see what was going on because of the frequencies or the energy. Mm-hmm. And then we shot down those crafts, and we've been dissecting them, which is the plot of the first Transformers movie. Yeah, just FYI.
Exactly. That's pretty much what he says. It has been happening since then.
Essentially, I really needed Cameron to break that down because Jesse, I didn't understand a word you were saying. I was like, you were using such big terminology and like I'm like trying to follow it, and then Jesse's like, I needed the summary because I was like,
it's like the Transformers movie
on the AI summary at the top of your Google search. Yeah,
you guys may remember Revenge of the Fallen, the third in the Transformers Michael Bay film.
You might remember when Mark Wahlberg joined.
It was a documentary.
Series.
Yeah.
And then there's a film that debuted at South by Southwest that's going to be released soon called The Age of Disclosure. And in it, a lot of current Washington officials come on the record to talk about a reverse engineering program. And that should be released soon. It's supposed to be pretty groundbreaking when it comes out. You can watch the trailer if you're interested. It's called Age of Disclosure. You'll recognize. But again, like a lot of this is to deciphering information from disinformation and, kind of making the decision to believe what these people who are in top security clearances say is either a reverse engineering program or it's an elaborate way to disguise terrestrial technology. Because I was talking to, can I give one interesting anecdote?
Marco Rubio is in this thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of prominent figures you'd probably recognize talking about the program. But the other theory that I've heard, I was recently talking to someone who is kind of involved in this. And the other big theory is that since the early 1930s, 1940s, people like Nikola Tesla discovered 0-point energy. And 0-point energy basically it would allow for limitless energy production, but would also, like, if it was weaponized, could essentially create a black hole, right? Like we're talking a weapon that is complete annihilation, not just like you can bomb a country, but like you could take out, you could use 0-point energy in the energy vacuum to eliminate all life, right? And so the one other theory that's been thrown around is that this discovery was made by like Tesla and this guy Thomas Townsend Brown back in the 30s and 40s. And the implication of someone potentially weaponizing it caused the government to kind of launch the alien a disinformation campaign to blame all these technological innovations that they're keeping secret that use 0-point energy and to blame it on like aliens, right? That we have all these crazy craft and all this crazy technology. And the reason is because that if it were weaponized, it would be kind of like a suicide switch. Like it would give humanity the ability to annihilate itself. His theory was, what if that is how what if the reason that we can't find any civilizations in the galaxy and we can find black holes all over the place is because the arc of civilizations is they eventually discover the ability to destroy themselves, and it happens. And that is just the arc of civilizations.
Oh, wow. That is not good.
And that in order to prevent that from happening to humanity, they've just decided to hide the technology and use an alien disinformation campaign.
Wow.
I'm not saying I believe it. But
hey, if that's true, keep tricking me, because we got some good movies out of the alien stuff, and I like living. So, I don't want to die and get sucked into a black hole. So, guys, listen, if it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But even when you look at that through like, like a kind of a Christian biblical perspective, it's like the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Like eventually, like you want to become like God, and that is the ultimate destruction. And humanity left to its own devices will destroy itself unless there is a savior. Anyway, I've thought that was an interesting theory. I'm not saying I subscribe to it, but I did think it was a thoughtful, intelligent person that was explaining it to me.
Well, with zero research and zero thought other than the last 45 seconds, I fully subscribe to that
too.
theory. I think it's completely valid.
Could be happening.
I'm in.
That the reason that the alien thing is only a way for them to kind of hide these breakthroughs, because if it was widespread, eventually
a bad person would want it. They would want to.
Yes, just like every technological innovation has, immediately after it's made, it's weaponized, right? Everything from like explosives and gunpowder went from tools to rebuild and restructure the landscape to weapons. Same thing with atomic energy.
I saw Austin Powers. I know how the bad guys work.
I've seen Die Hard.
They want to blow up the world.
Yeah, but they said, what if that is just the arc of intelligence civilizations, that they eventually discover the power to destroy themselves and do. Wow. And that's why we can't find life, but we find black holes everywhere.
And that's why, it makes no sense to me that Elon wants to go to Mars instead of just the deep sea or something like that, like or the moon. The moon is way closer if you want to build a more hospitable than Mars.
Yeah. Why
are we trying to go all the way to Mars? Maybe Elon knows. Something we don't.
That's it. But that's the interesting theory. Like if the alien thing all is just an elaborate disinformation campaign to buy time to prevent humanity from widespread adoption and weaponization of a technology that it will eventually use to destroy itself.
So we're days removed from 420. And this podcast sounds like a very 420-ish podcast.
We're excited to have Seattle Worship Band.
We got Seattle Worship Band, but we also got black holes. We got alien farts.
See what happens when Emily's not on the episode? Guys just take over.
We got Chick-fil-A.
Guys take over.
Kid in jail.
True.
Guys just take over. Guy conversations.
But Nikola Tesla's, he did die under mysterious circumstances and all of a lot of his breakthroughs.
Can you tell me this? Because like I know him only and like I know a little bit, but I have not read a biography. I know some of his discoveries, and I kind of like I've always wondered, why did we stop his work? Because we are now like doing fossil fuels and limited energy, limited resources, and like what happened to him? Like, and why didn't his work continue after his death?
Well, that's the whole. That's the $1 million. Well, that's the literally the $1 trillion question. Like, there are two theories. One is that the powers, including like J.P. Morgan, who is the likely culprit of the suppression of technology at the time. The two theories are the implications for the most powerful people in the world, who most of their power is tied to the energy sector, whether that is petro states or people who control everything that runs on electricity, including geopolitical power. So it completely levels the playing field for nations, right? The most powerful nations are the ones who either produce or have access to the most fossil
energy
fuels.
resources. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it was a way to kind of kind of keep in check global power.
So like in the colonial era, it was about, or explorer era, it was about spices and then gold. And so the colonialization of like Africa, rich natural resources, it was because that could be sold. And then in the Industrial Revolution, we needed power and energy. Yeah. And so then oil became the new gold, essentially.
Yeah. So industrialists and petrostates decided to suppress the technology because it's their only leverage to keep and hold power. Or B, the source of that power, which, Tesla said everything comes down to energy, vibration, and frequency. And the implication was that there is that energy can't be created or destroyed, and that you can tap into this 0-point energy field. And I mean, there are, the idea with 0-point energy that there's enough 0-point energy and enough of a coffee cup to annihilate it is a re-understanding of how physics works, and that Tesla was able to tap into that. And in addition to supplying unlimited power for humanity, it would also give humanity to create a weapon that utilized on the infinite power that would eventually be so powerful that if it wanted to, you could construct it in a way that would cause space-time to collapse in on itself, creating a black hole that would suck all of human life into it. And so the B theory is it's suppressed because
it being Tesla's work is suppressed. Okay.
The implication is it's being suppressed either because it threatens the power of the most powerful people and institutions on Earth, or B, it will eventually be weaponized and be the source of the destruction of all life as we know it. And that's why there's no life in the universe that we can find.
All I want from Tesla's work is wireless charging. Like he was like, we don't need to conduct electricity through wires. You can send electricity through the air. Let's just do that. I like the idea of everything being powered up all the time.
I don't.
You don't like that? Okay. Well, I don't like plugging stuff in. All right. Well, we kind of run out of time for your slice, Marty. Is that okay?
We really did take it to the deep end. We started with police officers.
This is a straight up man episode.
Look at where we are.
This is the man episode.
This is it. This sounds like
all my fishing.
This is all my conversations.
We haven't talked about basketball. The playoffs are going on. We could have
looking this all up, Jesse, as you're talking. I'm like really invested in this right now. I just want you to know that.
Every once in a while, I enjoy peeling back the layers of Jesse's brain just a little bit for the public, but then it gets really dark and scary. So I got to close it back up and move on.
Yeah, it's you don't want to look too far.
Okay, well, there you go. This is what happens when Emily's not on the show to bring us relevant buzz. You have no idea what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture, but you know everything you need to know about alien technology. So there you go.
Here we are.
Stay tuned. Up next, One Voice Worship joins us.
Little palate cleanser.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times best-selling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold.
Well, today on the show, we're joined by One Voice Worship. They're an exciting worship collective based out of Seattle, and its co-founder, Gospel Chidi, joins us to tell us all about the band's new album, The Remnant. We also get a behind-the-scenes look at how the group keeps the essential things essential and how they're seeing exciting growth throughout Seattle. Here's our conversation with Gospel Chidi from One Voice Worship.
One Voice has just released their sophomore album, The Remnant, and I'm really curious, what is the story that you guys wanted to tell with this project?
I say like the whole naming of projects has been kind of like intentionally telling the story. The table was like come as you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, no matter what your story is, no matter what you look like, you have a seat at the table. And then the remnant is what is left after the fire of God is like burnt you beautiful, like after you have gone through the transformation power of Jesus, and this is what's left. So it just keeps on telling the story of, okay, now we've come to the table. Now we are with Jesus at the table. And now he is doing the work in us. He's transforming our hearts. And now this is what's left. So, and what would we do with what's left? How are we going to steward this, the flame that he is, put in us, or the remnant of what has been, what is new. So that was just the heart of telling like the next step, remnant. And this was a recording that we had during our first One Voice Nights, which is what we started. We'll call it OV Nights, and this will be nights of worship and spontaneous worship and some spiritual formation elements. And we just feel in our hearts that the Lord has called us to do in this moment. So yeah, that's where the remnant of the album came from. It's a lot of songs. We covered some of our favorite songs. And we also sang some of the songs that we've written, and we even covered some of the songs that we did on the last project again, and brought it back a little bit to see how we felt like just to lead it in the room with almost 1,800 people just worshiping Jesus. Yeah, so that's I guess the little story behind The Remnant. Yeah.
Search me and know me, God. Search me and know me, God. Search my heart, oh God.
You know, it's interesting to hear that because some of the songs from the table were remade for this album. How'd you decide what songs you wanted to put on this record?
Well, it's usually obviously a team effort. On the so the way One Voice is structured, I lead it, like, but then on the music side of things, I work hand in hand with Kanan and a bunch of other people to fix that. Cole is our financial, like, guy on that end. So like on that particular point in time, I usually just come up with an idea of what I'm thinking of songs, and then we just collaborate as groups and just like kind of also leave room for the Holy Spirit to be like to change things and tweak up things last minute. But we had also had last year in I think June or July, we had like a writers retreat, writers camp, where we wrote like so many beautiful songs, and some of the songs are going to be some of the songs are not even on this particular project, but it will be on the upcoming ones. But yeah, like we just looked at what we had so far, and we just decided to just pick some of the songs that we love, and some of the songs that we felt, not just the songs that we love, but also the songs that we felt were like appropriate for the night, and the setting itself. So that's just the heart behind it, and also praying a lot, obviously, and most importantly, seeing where the Holy Spirit leads us and what he wants us to do every single night, every single recording,
Come, Messiah, come in. Your people are waiting. Let your glory fall down. Your glory fall.
One thing I've noticed in a lot of worship collectives is each person has one song and that's their song every time they perform it, right? But you guys do something different. You'll have different singers perform the same song on different nights or different projects. And I just haven't really seen that before. So I'm curious, how do you decide who's going to lead the song each time?
The beautiful thing about what we do is like it's not centered around one man, and it would never be centered around one man. We're just a group of people coming together and who are, in my own opinion, equally talented, equally capable at any night to lead any songs. So I just think it's also like the whole process of just, in prayers and saying, okay, for this song, like who is going to be a good fit. Obviously we have a leadership team, and we kind of, my leadership style is collaborative. Like it's not just, I don't want to just make all the calls and just be like, oh, boom, this is what we're going to do. But it's just like even talking with the teams and the people on the leadership team and seeing what fits best, what song suits, someone's like vocal, best or anything like that. But more importantly, even just praying more importantly, and just seeing the fit. So you could see Kiki lead and rush in on this album, and the next project, when we have an OV night, a One Voice night, you can hear Bridget or Priscilla or myself or Kanan or someone else leading the songs. And I think that's what makes us different, because I think with other what is normal is like you usually have those people who are like leading the songs and stuff like that. But in our own case, we want to stand out with that and just keep giving the room for the Holy Spirit and God to really paint the picture, to really write our stories, to really order our steps. Even this is why we make room for him, even in the smallest things, like who's leading the song, because we just want to be attentive to him every step of the way.
Where do you see One Voice going next?
So I would say, if the Lord wills, that we are able to keep creating spaces to bring people to Jesus and be a catalyst, maybe a catalyst, for lack of better terms, for revival. Like if God, maybe I would say instruments of revival. I don't want to say catalyst because that means that we are causing it. But but if we can be instruments in the hands of God as much as possible for Him to write every stories. Like the way I really view it is we're like the brush. He's the painter, and he's the one painting our stories. He's painting the story of One Voice. So I would say in my heart, number one is that we can be as submissive to the hands of the artist, which is God, as much as possible on this journey for Him to keep painting our story whichever way He wills, and if it's in His will, I hope that we are able to bring many to the kingdom of God and bring souls and win souls for Jesus, as many souls as He permits us to bring into His kingdom.
I know y'all have been doing One Voice nights around Seattle, and I'd love to know, what has the response been like from the community?
I mean, it's good. It's awesome. We love Seattle. We love this place. Obviously, there's always in Israel. I mean, it's not the most churched city in America, but also too, I feel that excites me. Excites me, and it excites everyone in our group, because our desire more than anything is to see people here have that shift for Jesus and love Jesus, more than anything. Where people see an unchurched region, we see a region that has a potential for being on fire for the Lord. So we really see it differently. We see it not as just, they hate Jesus or they don't love Jesus here. But I mean, people still go to church. There's still tons of churches here, and people still come out and they love Jesus. But we see it as an opportunity to be submitted to the hands of God again, and let Him just really, if He wills, to use us and paint like a special story in this region. So we love it, and the support has been great from our churches, from our friends, from even people we don't know in the area. I mean, putting on the worship nights and having over 1,600, 1,700 people in the room worshiping Jesus. I'm in an area where it's not really churched. I think it's God doing something really special. So we're committed to this area, to this region, to see the move of God here, and we're not gonna stop unless He says stop. So.
That was One Voice Worship. Make sure to check out their new album, The Remnant. It's out now. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's One Has to Go. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's Soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it's time for
One has to
One has to go. Jesse, what it is I'm going to give you 4 things, and you just have to tell me which one has to go. That's it. We're going to go around the horn here. Derek, we'll start with you. Derek, NBA, NHL, MLB, or PGA? One has to go.
You can get rid of a couple of them. PGA, NHL, just give me the NFL and NBA. You get the rest of it. We good.
That's valid. Okay. Jesse, Max, Netflix, Hulu, or Peacock? One has to go.
Say that again, Max?
Max, Netflix, Hulu, and Peacock.
Man, that's tough. I feel like it's got to be Hulu, you know, because I feel like Hulu is kind of a catch-all. I can't. The other ones have all of the other 3 have good originals, right? I can't think of one good Hulu original.
That's
that
it.
I'm like, oh.
And Peacock has all the NBC, the Office stuff.
Yeah,
has
it's
the Universal movies. Yeah,
it's got to be Hulu.
All right, Marty. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? One has to go.
Man, I'm gonna have to say Tuesday is gonna be gone. It just doesn't have a feeling.
Tuesday's gone with the wind, man.
Everything else has a feeling. Monday has a feeling. Wednesday, Tuesday in the middle.
Yeah. Literally this Tuesday, I had that exact thought. Like Monday, I was coming into the work week with like a bunch of stuff I was wanting to do after the holiday weekend. And then Wednesday, we record the podcast. Thursday, I have some stuff I got to wrap up because Friday I'm gone. I'm in New York on Friday. Tuesday, I was like, there wasn't a game on that night I wanted to watch. There wasn't anything for Tuesday other than just a normal day.
Listen, it's the entire premise of the book Tuesdays with Maury. It is such a boring day that the author went and just spent Tuesdays with an old man. Like, that's the book. That is the premise of that book.
Derek, reboots, live action remakes, sequels, or franchises? One has to go.
You can get them live action remakes out of here.
Thank you.
Get them out of here. We just leave them as cartoons, bro. We good.
We're good.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Jesse, sweaters, jackets, flannels, or cardigans? One has to go.
Oh, easily cardigans. Welcome to 2025, people. Sorry, Mr. Rogers.
All right, Marty, coffee shops, bookstores, record stores, or farmers markets? One has to go.
Farmers markets are going to be gone.
I'll
get rid of the supermarket. We'll be fine.
You're crazy. Get the bookstores out of here.
Nah.
I ain't read nothing.
Listen.
Give me the farmer's market. Record
I
stores
love a
can't
bookstore.
go.
I love a coffee shop.
For real?
Farmers market, take you and your weird overpriced homemade soap side.
Thank you.
And
there's always like a weird like art like crap.
But I found some of the coolest stuff at farmers markets. Like as a foodie, I love a farmer's market.
I love farmers markets because it's like, do I want to get the natural version of this product that's 4 times more? Yeah, I'll get it at the farmer's market. You know, like everything is so expensive. Like, you know, LA has tons of them. And I'm like, do I want to buy corn and vegetables here that's double the price because it came from a farm locally? I don't know.
And I'm like, has the health inspector gone through this? Because this hot sauce looks a little off book.
A little chunky.
You know what I mean?
There's a reason why things have to be done in a kitchen with certain sanitary
Pink
guidelines.
sauce, you know?
Not your kitchen. Did
seems
you
a
make this in
little
your
under the
bathtub?
table,
Yeah.
Right.
This seems a little under the
Bathtub
table.
hot sauce.
Yeah. All right, Derek, waking up early, staying up late, napping, or sleeping in? One has to go.
It sounded like a song at first. That you said.
Waking up early is out of here.
Thank you.
Cam, why did that sound like a song the way you said it, right?
I'm reading lyrics.
Yeah, waking up late, staying out night. Yeah.
Jesse, board games, video games, card games, or yard games? One has to go. You have all of them at your house.
I do. I'm
That's the right
I would say, you know, look, man, I'm old school. Video games can go. I've never liked them. You know, I don't. The other ones are too communal, right? Like no one's out there playing cornhole by themselves, right? They're or cards unless you're playing solitaire. I like the communal aspect.
But a lot of people who play video games are playing it with their friends online. It is
You're playing
communal.
globally.
It's not the same.
Playing
I like it in
globally.
person. I'm an in-person guy. You know, it's just, you know, it's my question. That's my answer.
You guys can't hate on me for this.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry.
That's right, Jesse. That's right. Stand on business, Jesse.
10 toes down. Video
Stand
games
on
got to go.
business. Stand on business.
You guys want to go keep your barbecue sauce that was made in some trash can in some hippie's garage? Go for it. Gone.
Marty, pancakes, waffles, French toast, or cereal? One has to go.
Cereal's gonna go. It's gotta go. It's too much sugar in there.
But not in French toast,
No.
which is covered in sugar and syrup.
At least we
Okay.
have some starch. I don't know. I really do. I love cereal, and at one point I became a cereal fiend. And I would just, especially this Kashi peanut butter crunch one, that was just phenomenal.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the problem is,
I know the one you're talking about.
The problem is like you'll eat in 2 bowls, like 2 big bowls, you eat the whole thing. It's like 1,200 calories. So, cause it's like all protein and stuff. I have a real problem with cereal. I love cereal and I just can't do it. I just can't. It's not for me. I got to stop it. So I love a good pancake. I love an Eggo. Nowadays I'm feeding my son Eggos, and I love Eggos now. A little cinnamon, a little butter on it. Forget about it. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't have gotten through like my early 20s if I didn't have cereal for dinner. I mean, I was broke.
Yeah.
But
I think we're throwing the French a bone here, to be honest with you. It's their toast. I feel like they take a lot of hate for no
that's
reason.
true.
I feel like the French get a bad rap. I don't want to take their toast away. So
Sometimes French toast is good.
Derek, Spotify Wrapped, Be Real, Apple's Screen Time Report, or your Finsta. One has to go. Spotify Wrapped, Be Real, Apple Screen Time Report, or your Finsta.
I don't use Be Real, so you can get Be Real out of here.
I didn't know it existed.
And I don't have a Finsta either, so.
I just don't want to know my screen time. It just, it's like the nutrition label on farmer's market honey. Probably don't want to know. Probably just better off not knowing.
Right.
Let me just enjoy my screen time and not feel bad about it. Just like that weird cookie I ate that had a weird dirt aftertaste to it. I don't want to know what it was.
Dirt aftertaste. It was actual dirt. It wasn't just an aftertaste. All right, Jesse, avocados, hot sauce, cheese, or ranch? One has to go.
Not a ranch guy. Never been. It's gone. It
You're
overpowers.
kidding me.
It's an overpowering taste. Like when it's like when you have banana.
Hot sauce
smoothie.
isn't an overpowering taste.
No, it's a hint. You can do a little dab. Here's the thing.
I'm with Jesse on this one. I think.
You put banana in a smoothie, all you're tasting is a banana, right? It's like you might as well just be a pure banana smoothie. You put ranch on anything, you're like, this could be any kind of leaf under here. It just tastes like ranch now. Derek knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm with Jesse on this one.
I could lose hot sauce.
At one point in time, I would have thought avocados, but I've grown to love avocados. I'm never getting rid of hot sauce. I'm never getting rid of hot sauce. Hot sauce on everything.
My kid's 15. The only things he'll eat for breakfast are fried eggs or avocado toast. He's gotten bougie with his breakfast.
Very bougie.
I love it. Stay bougie, Cohen.
Yeah. All right, Marty. The ability to taste, smell, see, or hear.
Ooh,
one has to go.
Dang.
Good Lord.
Dang. I almost want to phone a friend. Jesse, what would you do?
This is
I barely
torture.
have a sense of smell, right? I think life would sometimes be better without a sense of smell. You
I mean,
walk
that
in any
planet-
gas
Yeah.
station, yeah.
I would
24
say
years.
I like to hear, see, if smell, I could taste at least. So I'd probably say smell. Yeah, smell is good. The
Not having
because
a sense
you can't smell. You can't taste without smell though. That's impossible.
I think that's a myth.
I think,
Oh, you do?
it's
Okay.
enhanced by smell, but I don't think
But
it's.
the thing is, not
when
having a
it
sense of
smells,
smell,
it's over with. Yeah.
not having a sense of smell is like a superpower, right? I mean,
Go to any- yeah.
someone
You could go down to the sewers and fight crime
That's right.
and not have any problem
Yeah.
with it.
exactly somebody yaks in the hallway. You can walk right by it, and not even know. Well, everyone else is getting sick. It's
Yeah, but you might slip and fall in the yak.
I still got eyes.
But smell kind of helps you know what direction things are coming from. So
Not as good as eyes.
Out of those, I'm saying out of those four, smell is definitely out of
it's
here.
gone.
Yeah.
Especially if I could still taste, absolutely.
All right, Derek. Emojis, GIFs, which are pronounced GIFs, but whatever. Memes or stickers. One has to go
Oh, you get them stickers out of here.
because you're not a high schooler. They
Yeah,
they
I don't know
communicate
no-
almost exclusively in stickers.
Yeah, I'm good. I love memes and gifs. I'm good. We good. I don't even need emojis.
It's funny though that like you can take a picture of like I have a picture like all these pictures of Cohen and funny faces and junk, and you can like hold it and turn his funny face into a sticker. And so then when he'll text me stuff, I'll reply with stickers of his emotions.
I never
of
even
his
used it.
face doing everything.
That's great. I need to try that.
Yeah, it's really easy to do. You should do it. Stickers are fun. All right, Jesse, this is right up your alley.
Okay.
Throw pillows, candles, blankets, or plants. One has to go.
Easily plants.
What?
Easily.
I thought
Like, are we saying all
What are you
plant
talking
life, or are
about?
you just saying indoor?
You need throw pillows more than oxygen generating plants?
Wait, hold on. I thought you were talking about like as indoor decor. We're
Yes,
talking about
as
all
indoors. Indoors, don't
vegetation.
you want fresh air? Plants bring fresh air into your home.
They're mostly fake. So, yeah. Throw pillows. I need me some throw pillows. I like to bundle up with them,
All right. Marty, meal delivery, grocery delivery, rideshare apps, or laundry service?
Laundry service. We don't need that. I could do it myself.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
Everything else I do need, though.
Okay, Derek, ice cream, cookies, cake, or brownies?
Ooh.
This is the last round, by the way.
Ice cream, cookies,
Cake or brownies?
cake, or brownies.
Got to be cake.
Gotta be brownies for me, man.
Well,
I eat cake a lot.
are we talking about cupcakes too? You know what? Get the cookies out of here, bro.
What?
I don't need no
I'm a
cookie.
cookie
I don't need no cookie.
fiend.
I don't need no
I eat
cookie.
a cookie a day.
I don't need no cookie. Give me cupcakes, cakes,
I had
brownies.
2 cookies yesterday.
I don't need cookies. I'm cool without cookies. There's very few people that can make good cookies. Although I would miss chocolate chip though.
I'm telling you, the Koreans, they make the best cookies. I'm going to send them to you, Derek.
Send me some.
They're so good.
I'm coming to LA in June. Just take me to
Perfect, bro. We're
the
going
to the spot.
We're going to all these spots.
I bet.
All right, Jesse's last round. Streaming movies, live TV, YouTube videos, or TikTok Reels scrolls. I'm going to say TikTok and Reels are the same thing. So streaming movies, live TV, YouTube videos, or TikTok Reels.
I'm gonna. To be honest, out of the one that I watched the least and would miss the least is streaming movies.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll sit there and laugh on a Saturday morning just watching some funny. Like sometimes the algorithm just gives you like a bunch of golf cart fails or whatever. You're like, I'm in, man. I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but today's
Yeah.
the day, and it just decided to serve these up, and I'm watching 100 and laughing every time. Same thing with YouTube. My curiosity's right there. I gotta watch sports. I gotta watch live TV. I gotta watch hoops. I can't remember the last streaming movie I watched, to be honest.
All right. Last one. Marty, I'm giving you the rest of the
Here we
week.
go.
Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, or long weekends.
Ooh.
One has to go.
Man, I'm just going to get rid of long weekends. I'll just stick
They're
with
pretty rare. They're pretty rare. They're rare.
Yeah, they're very rare.
Okay.
Jesse
That's true.
always has common sense on these, and like I have to go with him on this. Yeah, I'm gonna say long weekend. I like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, regardless. But long weekends are great. But President's Day, who cares?
Yeah, you got to have one every week. Yeah. All right.
Understood.
That'll do it for.
One has to go.
Well, many thanks again to One Voice Worship for joining us today. Make sure to check out their new album, The Remnant. It's available now. Also, make sure to follow Relevant on all the socials. We're doing a ton over on Instagram. It's a fun follow. Trust me. If you want to stay in touch with our best content each week, sign up for our newsletter at relevantmagazine.com. We're actually about to revamp the newsletter to not only give you we're not going to do daily. We're going to do 2 or 3 times a week. One will highlight our best conversations and interviews with thought leaders and A-listers. One will highlight our trending stories, and one will highlight our multimedia content, like our latest podcast and things like that. Sign up at relevantmagazine.com. We promise we won't spam you. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Marty.
We will see you next Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Make sure to check out our coverage at the intersection of faith, life, and culture every day at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, don't miss our latest digital issue. Issue 116 features Nate Bargatze, Connor Price, and a lot more. And don't forget Relevant Plus. It's the best way to experience our content, including ad-free reading, an ad-free version of this podcast, and more. You can get all the info and sign up at relevantmagazine.com.
I still got eyes.
Relevant Podcast Network.